top anime where a main character redo their past.
蹴りをつけよう。お前を殺し、この忌々しい地獄を終わらせてやる。いっけー！ここはヘブリオン学園の入学式。
With as much as fantasy anime wields magnificent magic, it is actually surprising that there are not a lot more standard fantasy series about main characters being able to redo their past to defeat an evil that one. However, a returner's magic should be special offers just that. The main character suffered through a brutal future, losing many allies and friends, only to be wiped out by the great evil's self-destruct. However, he was given a chance to go back to well before the conflict to his school years to redo things. Unfortunately, this magic school anime with OPMC is often more focused on the main character just trying to save two friends that died in the future rather than laying any sweeping groundwork towards success. Humanity.
なぜこうなったかわからない。だけど、二度とあの悲劇を起こさせはしない。この世界をやり直してみせる。
橋場京也28歳。どこにでもいるような、もうすぐおじさんになる独身男性。目が覚めたら、僕は10年前の世界に戻っていた。それはちょうど大学を選ぶタイミングで。
Every adult will have a period in their life where they feel a bit like a failure and have nothing but regrets. Maybe they can think back to one critical choice that could have made their life so different. Remake Our Life is about that what-if fantasy. This series follows a guy who made the safe choice of going to a business university instead of an arts college for game design after high school. While he still ended up working in game design, after his project and company fail, he is forced to move back in with his parents. Wishing he had chosen differently, he wakes up one day as a teen about to make a very important choice of college for his future. While Remake Our Life started about being able to redo career regrets, it ends up becoming more and more focused on character drama as it goes on. It also provides a unique look on romance in a redo scenario.
絶対なんとかする。
マーマルプンとは何かできることを必死で探しとるんよ。
26歳になった私には後悔していることがたくさんあります。手紙、私から10年後の未来。
Orange is actually a rather unique regressor anime in that it isn't actually one. However, while the characters aren't magically getting younger to redo their past, it is still about a magic storytelling device that lets them change their regrets, so it is age regression in spirit. Orange follows a group of teens who, before school, strangely receive letters that say they are from themselves, 10 years in the future. Each letter states a series of regrets that they have that led to the suicide of their not-yet friend, a recent transfer student. Going to school on the day of the new transfer student, events start to transpire that align with the letters, which makes them realize a dark future awaits, but they have a chance to change it. As Orange goes on, it starts to work with parallel timelines as you explore the adult versions of the characters and get a glimpse at their lives in both futures.
未来にいる10年後の私、後悔は一つ消えましたか？
竹道くんはタイムリープしたことで今を変えたんです。君なら姉さんを救える。
No one would have expected a shounen anime about delinquents to have a central plot point be the ability to time travel, but it works. In fact, the ability to go back and forth in time is a natural way to set up the arc-based storytelling of traditional shounen. Tokyo Revengers follows a failure of an adult who believes he peaked as a middle school delinquent. When he discovers that his girlfriend from middle school was violently murdered by a gang, he magically goes back in time where he meets the leader of that future gang and determines to get in good with him to save his girlfriend's life. While it starts off about saving one girl's life, he grows closer with his new gang comrades and is determined to better their futures as well. With the ability to occasionally return to his adult years, essentially Tokyo Revenger is about thugs and navigating the butterfly effect.
もう二度と譲れねえもんがあんだよ。俺がヒナを救うんだ。絶対負けねえ。俺はやり直す。望む未来を手に入れるためにヒール。
Not every regressor story is a pleasant one. Redo of Healer has a bit of a reputation, and for good reason. The series follows a boy who manifests the gift of healing, a coveted skill that causes the hero's party of ask him to join. The hero's party then goes on to treat him like trash, which includes verbal, physical, and sexual abuse daily. However, given the ability to go back in time just before he was recruited by the hero's party, he makes specific moves to become overpowered, then overpowers them instead. I hope you like sex and violence because the rest of the series is pretty much just him getting his revenge by viciously murdering any men, sexually assaulting the women, and brainwashing them into liking it with magic.
どうしてお前はそんなにも愚かなんだ。もう壊すしかないじゃないか。
嫌よ、こんなの嫌。乙女芸の悪役令嬢？このままだと破滅する。
My next life as a villainess may have kicked off the new villainous anime trend. It is actually one of the few with age regression-based regressor plot. The series follows a human girl who wakes up as the younger version of the villainess of her favorite Otome game. Knowing that the villainess meets a number of bad ends in the future where the game takes place, she is determined to not die by changing her ways and befriending everyone. Watch her dodge every potential death flag with ease by just acting like a nice, albeit it wildly dense person who everyone ends up loving.
私が破滅するかどうかは彼女と4人の攻略対象の恋の行方にかかっている。
乙女ゲームの破滅フラグしかない悪役令嬢に転生して必
ずお前を救ってみせ。
There are actually quite a few isekai about being sent to another world as a child or even a younger version of themselves, and they are all not on this list. None of them are about redoing their past mistakes in the actual past, but rather, they are about learning from their past lives to live a happier new life in a new world. Re:Zero, however, built its isekai quirk fully around the ability to redo past mistakes. He just has to die to do it. Unlike other series that are about adults going back to their younger years, Re:Zero is often about going back short amounts of time to redo events that would result in his death and the deaths of people he cared about. While this is an interesting concept for a fantasy anime, it is made even more delightful as the main character accumulates mental trauma from feeling the agony of death so many times.
ひなずきかよ。あれがひなずきを見た最後の姿だった。
A good murder mystery should be gripping to the audience, but that is a difficult feat to pull off. However, Erased manages to make a murder mystery that is gripping as well as neatly meld it with time travel. Erased follows a failed manga artist with the ability to go back several seconds in time during certain events to prevent calamity. One day, after witnessing the murder of someone close to him, he is sent back even further in time to when he was a child, a time where 3 classmates are about to be murdered over the course of the next few months. The murder in his adult years is related to the murders in his childhood. As such, he is given the chance to now save several lives by figuring it all out.
嘘だろ。
私は今、2度目の人生を生きている。周りの人たちすべてを不幸にした1度目の人生。積み重ねた罪を償うため、私は医者になった。私、こんなところで死ぬの。
Dr. Elise provides a unique hybrid of a regressor story mixed with a reverse isekai. It follows a young noblewoman who was executed as empress in her previous life, reincarnated and educated to become a renowned surgeon in our modern world, killed in a plane crash, and regressed back to her younger years before becoming an empress in her old world. She is truly a woman who has lived and died more than most. However, she fell in love with being a surgeon in our world, and aims to bring that medical knowledge to her own in order to preserve her own life and prevent her beloved family from dying miserably in the troubles to come.
リーシェ・イルムガルド・ベルツナー、貴様との婚約を破棄する。
はい、わかりました。失礼いたします。やり直しの人生もこれで7回目なんだもの。今回はのんびりダラダラ人生を満喫したい。今度こそ 長生きしてみせる。
Why regress back to your younger years once when you can do it 7 times? That's what seventh time loop is fully about. In each life, a woman is broken up with by the crown prince and forced to flee her country. Over these 7 time loops, she has had a number of careers and honed many skills. However, each time she is killed by a war that ravages the world after a new emperor ascends to the throne 5 years later. On her newest time loop, she wants to find a way to live a life of leisure as well as live a long life. This desire leads her to cross paths with the young emperor-to-be, whose war would kill her later. Surprisingly, her attitude also causes him to propose to her on the spot.
どうか俺の妻になってほしい。